The physiographic provinces, the physiographic provinces definitely have different geologic histories to them, and that's why we have different ones. The coastal plain is the one right here next to the Atlantic Ocean. It's where we live. It's very new, geologically young material. It's sediment from the mountains that have eroded down. It washes out here to the coastal plain and then gets deposited in this new environment. So geologically, this is fairly young sediment out in the coastal plain. The Piedmont is the next one. This has a different geologic history. These would have been island arc volcanoes off the coast of North America when Pangea was coming together and forming. They get smashed up and accreted to North America and stuck behind. So this is metamorphic and igneous rock from those volcanic islands. Not a lot of sedimentary rock, but there's metamorphic sedimentary, which would have been the sandstones and the shales in between those islands when they got smashed up. But it's all metamorphic now. The Blue Ridge Province is the next one. This is up-thrusted basement rock. When Pangea came together, this used to be below the continental and all that sediment, but when it smashed up, we had a thrust fault and pushed all that granite up to the surface along the Blue Ridge Mountains. And then the Valian Ridge and Appalachian Plateau, they are all sedimentary rocks. They would have been when these volcanic islands, the Taconic Mountains they called them, were here in the middle coming together. The sediment was washing out towards the west and towards the east, and so this would have been sediment that came out towards the west. Marine sediment, underwater sandstones and shales and limestones in both of these. But when Pangea formed, it folded and pushed upwards from below sea level up to about 3,000 feet, the Valian Ridge. And the Appalachian Plateau is the same thing, but it's just not as folded. It's far away from that impact point. It was also pushed upwards, but they call it a plateau because underneath the rock, it's mountains up there, but below the surface, it's very flat layers that form those mountains. The Valian Ridge has folded layers underneath its mountains. It has been pushed upwards, but again, it was further away from the impact, so there's not as much folding in the Appalachian Plateau as it is in the Valian Ridge.